We're joined by Nick DiMucci and Matt Gallant, or Matt Gallant and Nick DiMucci from Alternatives Inc. Unlimited, or Alternatives Unlimited Inc.
Correct.
There we go. Tell me, a lot of people may not know about Alternatives. You've been in the Gardner area now for a couple of years. You kind of took over for North Central Human Services, but tell me a little bit about Alternatives and what they do.
Well, Alternatives has been around for a long time. What we do in the North County, we serve individuals with psychiatric and mental illnesses. We have several group homes and serve over 2,000 individuals right now. What we do is we try to implement the people back into society. They go to group.
They go to clubhouses during the day, and they learn
So like
skills.
the Crystal Clubhouse in Gardner.
The Crystal House,
Exactly.
correct.
That's all under Alternatives umbrella now.
So what we do, we serve over 2,000 people each year, 365 that are in apartment settings that already learn the skills and tools needed to succeed on their own, and others that are in group homes that we teach those skills to get equal success.
Now, how long have each of you been with Alternatives?
I've been there for 14 months now.
And
Okay.
I've been there for 4.5 years.
4.5 years. Now, Alternatives, again, isn't as well known as North Central Human Services. I'm going to butcher the backstory here a little bit, but basically the state did a bidding process. Alternatives got the bid from North Central, so now Alternatives is the provider for the North Central area. Now, you're pretty big down in the Blackstone area.
Correct. That's where we're based out of.
And you're still trying to work your way, I guess, out into the community up here in North Central Mass. So one of the ways you're doing that is you two have come up with a brilliant idea, if I may say so myself, of trying to rehabilitate a playground. Tell me about how the idea came about, what's going on.
Well, basically it all started when Nick and myself, we went to the playground with our children, and we saw the state of the playground itself, and we used to go there when we were children, and we started thinking ideas to ourselves that we would like to restore this playground to, a good state like we used to have when we were kids to be able to enjoy it.
Now, this is the Oval of Case Up, Down, All Around Fantasy Playground.
Yep.
Just for the viewers at home, this was a playground that was a community effort. There was a fundraising. There were penny drives held in schools where tens of thousands of dollars, I want to say it was over $100,000 that was raised. And in a long weekend, the community came out with a couple hundred volunteers and built this. However, it's, as you noted, it's fallen into quite a state of disrepair. And over the last couple of years, I've really put a concentrated effort on improving our parks and playgrounds. And then you guys come along and say, we want to help. So this has been great. Now, you started last year.
Yes.
Yes.
What kind of work are you doing down there? Tell me about it.
We started last year with just pretty much the main entrance and the decking area. That's where all the parents want to sit and watch their kids and all. So we figured that'd be a great place to start and rebuild. We end up taking away all the boards and laying down new boards and new screws. Made a beautiful bench area there for everyone to sit to. It's handicap accessible. And now we're going to start working on the tunnels, sanding and standing them. And we'll start that up next month.
Good. Now, you guys haven't been just going this alone.
No.
You get a little help. What's going on?
We've been working with our company Alternatives, and we talk to individuals that we serve as well as their staff, and they come down and contribute each week, and as a way for them to integrate with also volunteers that we've been getting to come down to try to get them together to work on this project.
Now, the city has helped out. George Gillette has helped out, lent his construction skills to the project. The city is in putting some round numbers to this whole project. We spent probably just over $10,000 last year, and we got about a third of the way done.
Yes.
So we got 2/3 left. We're estimating $20,000. Very soon I'll be putting up a money order to the city council for about half of that, $10,000. You guys, again, I'm giving you guys all the credit here, went to Alternatives and said, hey, we could use some funding.
Yes.
Now, tell me about the manner in which you received some funding.
Yes, Nick and myself, we had wrote out a bridging grant with Alternatives, which is for connecting the community to our individuals. That's what we're all about. So they were able to fund us $3,000 towards this project, in addition to additional funding that we get from the city.
And we also received a lot of donations. Salvador's has stepped up. Various other organizations around the city, companies, businesses, individuals have donated to this. So it's not just all city money, but we are, I guess, from what I've been able to understand, correct me if I'm wrong,
Yes.
well, you don't have to correct me all the time. From the boards on top are bad, but underneath it's good.
Right.
The boards on top have been exposed to the weather for over 20 years. They've never really been, they haven't been stained in a long time or treated. So what's underneath has been protected, and what you're finding is that a lot of the decay is just on top. Everything underneath is fairly solid.
Yes.
Correct.
Now you guys are down there every Thursday?
Every Thursday.
Every Thursday, and I know George Willett and various city workers pop in during the week and then try and also pitch in. How do you think it's going? Is the community embracing this? What's
I definitely think so. Even when we were there working on the deck and doing the staining a lot, there were countless families and everyone that was down there. In the beginning, they were kind of actually worried. They said, "Oh no, you're not tearing it down, are you?" And, no, we're rebuilding it and making it back to its original self. And everyone was like, "Oh, that's great," because there's splinters here and there. We had a lady who has a daycare that comes over a lot and was worried about the splinters and stuff happening. And everyone. The support has been great. They're all about it, all for it. You know, redoing this original playground in its wood form to keep, I think the beauty of Gardner of what it was, and we're doing the stain color of the chair as well to try to implement, Gardner the best we can.
Along with the families that are loving this project, we are now working with the North County Advisory Council that we just started up, and we have other businesses now that are getting on board, including National Lumber.
Hey, National
Yes,
Lumber.
National Lumber. They're very excited to be working with us and getting this project going. So we're very excited to be working with them.
So there's another piece of the, I'll call it the missing $10,000. I said we need about 20,000.
Yes.
City's putting up about half of that. You guys got some grant money. There's a little bit of donations coming in. National Lumber is going to put in X amount of dollars through some various donations of, lumber
Yes.
or the other needs. So this is, it's funny you mentioned two things, the tearing it down. That's what I was really thinking about, because I had brought my son down there and it was falling apart, and I wasn't sure it could be saved. You guys believed in it, started this whole project. Good for you, good for alternatives. And what we found out was, hey, it's not bad underneath. It's just the top part. So this is, kudos to you. And I should mention Dennis Rice.
Yes.
Dennis is your executive director of alternatives. He wanted to be here to steal all your thunder, but we told him no. Actually, he's doing an evaluation he's on the board of directors for the Blackstone Valley Chamber of Commerce, so he's doing an evaluation down there, and he couldn't be with us here today, but I told him I'd mention his name and give him a little bit of credit for allowing you guys the latitude to really do all this work for the city. And I say for the city, it's for the kids.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
It's
this
all
for.
for
That's
kids.
why it all started.
Now, you also mentioned the daycare. It's a quick little story. When we're replacing the fence, the woman with the daycare said, I bring the kids over there all the time, but I have to walk down the street and then cut through. So we put in a gate because we want people using these playgrounds. The ball field down at Overlook Case was completely redone by the DPW. The walkway was ripped up. There's now a walking path around this whole field. So the tennis courts were completely redone. A lot of cutting and pushing back of the trees and so forth, because the forest around this playground has really encroached on it, and it's made it darker and darker and darker. So we pushed everything back, opened it up. And what you're seeing, I think, is what I'm seeing at Overlook Case, plus all the other playgrounds. People are going back to the playgrounds. They're using the playgrounds again, and that's what we want. We have a lot of them. We have invested heavily in them. So people should get out there and use these playgrounds. Now, when are you going to start back up again? Today's the first day of spring, and this is going to air a couple weeks from now, but today's the first day of spring and it snowed.
Yeah.
You starting tomorrow, Thursday, today?
We're going to be starting April 3rd.
April 3rd.
Regardless of the
Snow
weather,
or not.
we are going to be there
We're
April
there.
3rd.
Bring shovels.
Might have to shovel off the playground.
Couple shovels,
but
couple hammers.
We're determined to get this done by late August, like beginning of September, right around there. So we really want to get there and get going and get it done so people can enjoy it before the next winter comes in.
Yeah, we don't want to finish it up in October, November.
No.
We did that with one playground. We finished it in December, People still went down and used it as soon as we got the first snow.
We would like to have, a big opening day once everything gets, like, as you had mentioned, you worked in the ballpark there, and the walkway in the whole park is just very nice. And once the playground's completed, that's just going to top everything off. So
It
we
is.
just
It'll
want
look
people
nice.
to enjoy it.
So you're going to be down there every Thursday, and there'll be other, like I said, city and other volunteers down there,
Yeah.
interspersed various days. If anyone wants to make donations, we were discussing this. I think the easiest way would be to contact the mayor's office.
Correct.
Or you can send a check to the mayor's office, made out to cash. I'm just kidding. It can be made out to Playground. What the heck was the name of that fund? Playground Improvement Fund, or City of Gardner Playground Fund.
Yeah.
Has to be made out to the City of Gardner so we can cash, and then with a note for Oval Case Playground, Fantasy Playground, Playground Improvement Fund, or anything like that. If someone wants to get involved and help you guys out, can they go down and just on Thursdays and show up, or should they contact you? Or
I mean, people are more than welcome to just show up, and we can find something for them to do. Is always something down there to do. If they would like to get more information about exactly, more details, they can contact Nick or myself at our work number.
Yes.
Would be the best place.
why don't you give us the work number?
That would be
It'll be
978.
displayed right here on the bottom of the screen.
right here. 978-297-9960. Just ask for Nick or
978-297.
myself, and we could help you.
9960.
Yep, and that's any part of expertise. I mean, whether you can just, we're sanding and staining right now, so just even if you could just do an hour or two, or you could do a day, or whatever you can do, anything, goes
So
a
if
long
someone
way.
wanted to organize a community day, I've been a part of at least 2 of those in the past, where on a Saturday we went down there and we got a group of 20, 30 people, men and women, and we brought tools. We had some stuff lent to us by the city. We were around just hammering, sanding, nailing, whatever needed, so they could organize a community day.
Correct.
Excellent. I think we covered the playground pretty well. Is there anything you want to add about the playground? Or?
We just want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to work on the playground, since it is
please,
part of the
thank you
city.
guys for stepping up. This is great.
So
Now,
we're
you guys
very
don't even
excited.
live in Gardner, though.
I did, not anymore though. But
I was born, I did. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. The point is, we're going to bring our kids to Gardner, and Gardner is, it's everyone's city.
I'm
Let's put it
voting
that
for
way.
you. That's it. It's Gardner. It's everyone's city. That's good.
It's wonderful.
That's mine
good.
right now.
Boy, don't trademark that yet. So, is there anything else you want to mention about alternatives, about anything you guys are doing?
I just know, as Alternatives as a whole, this is one of the big projects that we started. One of the first big projects that we started in this area, and we're using this as hopes also to create more projects in this area to help out. Maybe not a playground; it could be anything, but just more projects to get alternatives out there and get individuals out there.
You mentioned the North County Task Force.
North County Advisory Council?
Advisory
Yes.
Council. Tell me a little bit about who's on that and what is the intent of that group.
There's 10 people on the council.
Yes.
It ranges from Chamber of Commerce members to Dave Pelletier of National Lumber to all just local businesses of all sorts, and their task is to work with Dennis, who heads the meeting. Dennis Wright's our CEO, and get more of these projects out there and working on, and see what they can do, use their expertise and tools and resources to help get stuff going.
Now, when we're talking North County, North Central,
Yeah.
what's the area that Alternatives covers? Is it Gardner? Is it Gardner, Winchton, Templeton? Is it?
We have from our house, the program that we work out is in Winchendon, which is the furthest one out this way that we have, and then our county ranges out towards Fitchburg, Leominster.
Okay, so you're covering
Yeah.
the northern tier, Route
Yeah.
2 up.
Yep.
Yes.
Mostly. All right, good. And is this the only project you're looking for this year, or are you looking to get things in the pipeline? So you're gonna wrap this project up and move right on to another one, or how's that work?
Well,
or is
to-
that still being vetted?
to be honest, it is pretty much a day process. It's just something that me and Matt just came across, that Dennis pitched to us. Agency he trained us on it. And there is one going on in Fitchburg right now. They're actually redoing a basketball court right now as well. So it is getting involved. People are hopefully taking steam from us and realizing, take that first step and see what happens. There's people like you that are willing to help out and want their town to be beautiful and the kids to go to and stay out of trouble and what have you. So we're very excited. This is something that I would love to get into and do a lot more of in the North area, just to get Alternatives name out, and it's something that I feel very strongly for.
I think also just to go off that, I think one of the other great things is that a project like this playground is something that we're going to be able to come back to every year to touch up, so it doesn't, what happened before doesn't happen again, where we can go back and stay in every year and make sure this playground is well taken care of. And that's also a way to bring back our individuals to see the same people that helped them build this playground together in the previous months. So it's a great way to reconnect every year with everybody and just keep working on it.
So we'll have to establish an annual, maybe not on the first day of spring,
Yeah.
but a annual up, down, all around fantasy playground cleanup day.
Yes.
Yes,
A
that'd be
definitely.
work day, because if you get 20, 30 people down there with buckets of stain and brushes, you can
Yeah.
knock that whole thing out.
Yep,
Yes,
Many hands make light work.
definitely.
definitely does.
Well,
We
good
learned
job.
that.
So again, it's Nick and Matt from Alternatives, and if anyone wants to get involved, they can contact you 297-9960. Donations can be sent to the mayor's office or call the mayor's office 630-1490 for more information. We're hoping to wrap it up so that everyone can enjoy it during the summer.
Yep.
Anything else you guys want to add?
No.
Thank the city of Gardner.
just thank
We
you.
will
Oh,
get
thank
it
you
done.
guys. Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes.